Chapter 2. The Council. The open-topped transport shot forward at near-sound speed, yet there was no wind, no disruption. Naomi felt as if she were standing still. The low rise of the spaceport gave way to towering structures, their heights ever increasing until the view opened onto a vast field. At its centre stood a single imposing spire, the council building. It was one of the most magnificent and enormous structures Naomi had ever seen, gleaming like a beacon. Looking down, she saw dragons everywhere, going about their daily lives. If they were human, it would resemble any ordinary day in a bustling city. But these weren't humans. They were dragons, the beings she revered, beings everyone revered. It was simply the way of things. As the transport neared the central spire, it slowed and rose smoothly to a mid-tower platform, coming to a gentle halt. 2 dragons stood there, their scales shimmering, one fiery red, the other black as night. Each easily towered over 100 feet tall, the largest creatures Naomi had ever witnessed. Rain, who had seemed so immense before, now appeared almost small. These were giants. Rain must be a different species, or perhaps very young. Standing at the dragon's feet were 2 members of a species Naomi had only encountered once. Lyosalfa, or elves, as they were more commonly known. One was female, tall and slender, with pointed ears, blonde hair, and piercing blue eyes. She wore some of the most elaborate and beautiful leather armour Naomi had ever seen. The other was male, also blonde and blue-eyed, and equally adorned in exquisite leather armour. Naomi could only assume they were guards, but the question of who was guarding whom lingered in her mind. The transport landed, but Naomi remained frozen in place. She'd never been in the presence of such awe-inspiring beings, 3 members of the race she revered above all others. She glanced over her shoulder at Rain, who gave a subtle nod, a silent encouragement to move forward. Taking a deep breath, she stepped off the transport, careful to give Rain ample space to disembark as well. The transport lifted off and sped away, leaving them there. They were here. "My good friends," Rain began, her voice carrying across the platform, "I came here today on a mission, unexpectedly moved forward, sooner than anticipated." Ivalos looked down, a frown creasing his massive onyx-hued snout. His obsidian black scales shimmered like polished stone, catching the light in shifting waves that accentuated the deep natural ridges along his powerful frame. Shadows clung to him, as if reluctant to part from his presence, lending him an aura of quiet dominance. His silver eyes, reflective and piercing, studied Rain with a mixture of authority and curiosity. When he finally spoke, his voice was a deep, resonant rumble, steady yet commanding. "Rain," he intoned, the weight of his words undeniable. "Mind your manners. Introductions first." Rain visibly flinched as if physically struck. Of course, she stammered. "This is Naomi. Naomi, I would like to introduce Taragas the Honourable and Ivalos the Wise. The 2 elves standing before you are their life wards, Torrendale and Esbadar." As the introductions concluded, Taragas lowered his head until it was mere feet, or what felt like inches, from Naomi's face. His iridescent, fire-red scales shimmered like molten metal in the light, each one catching the glow with a hypnotic flicker. His breath was warm, carrying the scent of embers and something ancient. He gave her a thorough sniff, his eyes appraising her from head to toe. Then he looked at Rain. "Are you sure this is the one you felt?" Rain straightened, her voice ringing with confidence. "Of course! I would never have come so far if I had any doubt. There isn't a doubt in my mind." Chosen? For what? What were they looking for? What did this have to do with her? Naomi stood there stunned, unable to think, unable to move. Surely they must have the wrong person. But how could she dare question them? So she remained silent, obedient. Ivalos spoke, his soothing tone washing over Naomi, putting her at ease. "Quiet one, isn't she?" He looked at her, his gaze gentle. "I'm sorry, little one. You must have had a jarring journey, so much happening so fast. I can see the turmoil in your mind. Do not be afraid. You are safe. You are among friends. All? Your questions will be answered shortly. I'm afraid that's not for us to reveal just yet. That is the work of the council. We are merely orderly citizens, responsible for preparing subjects to meet them. They stand on ceremony, and unfortunately it may be a few days before they are ready to grant you an audience. Rain's posture slumped. What could be taking so long? She asked, a hint of frustration in her voice. What could be more important than finding the first of the chosen? Ivalos looked at her, his expression unreadable. In due time. It is not my place to reveal such things. You know the council. He turned back to Naomi. Take some time with her. From what you've told us, you barely explained anything before whisking her away. Get her some food, let her rest. If she is who you say she is, you're about to be with her for a long time.